And then Pulev, remember, is the mandatory for Joshua. So we're going to force a Joshua fight.
Now, 3 weeks from tonight, Vasily Lomachenko back. Congratulations, a great night card.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
Pulev looked great. He's ready for Tyson Fury now.
Yeah.
What do you think? Fury, you got to fight for him too. Congratulations against Schwartz.
What?
Tyson Fury. Who's Schwartz? I know he's the contender and he has a belt.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. Undefeated.
Is he Jewish?
No.
Because the name sounds very Jewish.
Yeah, he's a German.
Oh, okay. And
the antithesis.
Is the goal to do Pulev against Fury?
Well, first, Fury.
Easy for me to read.
Yeah, he's great. He's got a big, fan-friendly style.
A lot of ladies came out for him.
A lot of what?
Women.
Yeah, well, Bulgarians. A lot of Bulgarian women. You know what Bulgaria is famous for? You know, industry? They grow all the roses that are used in French perfume.
Now we know.
That's their big industry.
My last question, Bob. Loma.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Boxing Facts for Fix. I need you guys to do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification icon for more videos like this. KUBRAT Pulev, even at 37, defeated a guy who was only 32 in Bogdan Dinu. Bogdan Dinu was a guy who recently was knocked out by Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller is fighting Anthony Joshua. So it took KUBRAT Pulev 7 rounds to figure out Bogdan Dinu. He knocked out Bogdan Dinu, but it was a difficult fight. I believe in like the 4th round, Bogdan Dinu, he caught KUBRAT Pulev with an overhand right hand, busted open his either left or right eye. It was a very nasty cut. It was a nasty cut, guys. But guys, after that fight, Bob Arum says KUBRAT Pulev is the mandatory for Anthony Joshua. If you guys can remember, KUBRAT Pulev was the mandatory for Anthony Joshua in the past as well. He was the mandatory for Anthony Joshua IBF belt. They were supposed to fight, but that fight never happened. The fight never happened because KUBRAT Pulev, he kind of pulled out with an injury, or he said he didn't want the fight. But we have Bob Arum, who is out here saying he's going to push for that fight. Can KUBRAT Pulev get a mandatory title shot against Joshua with a guy like Bob Arum on his side? Of course he can. So if Bob Arum is serious like he said he is, he's going to push for KUBRAT Pulev to fight Anthony Joshua. That's gonna do a little derailing, meaning like that's gonna put a stall on Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, or Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. So now we know Anthony Joshua's next opponent may be KUBRAT Pulev. According to Bob Arum, they're gonna push for that fight. How do I think a 37-year-old KUBRAT Pulev do against Anthony Joshua? Anthony Joshua is gonna walk through him. It's gonna be a competitive fight for a couple of rounds. KUBRAT Pulev showed he has some bounce. He was moving around. He was boxing very well, going to the body, going to the head. He looked pretty good in there, but it took him 7 rounds to knock out a guy who Jarrell Big Baby Miller knocked out in like 4 rounds. So I think Anthony Joshua is gonna walk through Pulev. That's my opinion. But we all know Anthony Joshua will win that fight, and that's everybody who believe Anthony Joshua is as good as we believe he is. But Anthony Joshua has a fight against Jarrell Big Baby Miller. After that fight, Anthony Joshua said he wanted to fight Luis Ortiz. That's a fight I want to see. So if Anthony Joshua isn't able to fight Luis Ortiz, it looks like he's going to be fighting KUBRAT Pulev. According to Bob Arum, they're going to push for that fight. And you know Bob Arum, he doesn't play when he says stuff like that. I will much rather see Luis Ortiz versus Anthony Joshua. But looks like we may get Anthony Joshua versus KUBRAT Pulev, according to Bob Arum. I think at 37 years old, KUBRAT Pulev doesn't pose any threat for Anthony Joshua. I think Anthony Joshua will knock out KUBRAT PULEV in spectacular fashion. KUBRAT PULEV only loss was to Vladimir Klitschko, and Vladimir Klitschko, he may have dropped Anthony Joshua, but Anthony Joshua came back to knock them out. So guys, what fight would you like to see? A fight against KUBRAT PULEV or Anthony Joshua versus Luis Ortiz? I'm sure the fans will want to see Anthony Joshua versus Luis Ortiz, even though Luis Ortiz is a little older than KUBRAT PULEV. The reason being is they want to see if Anthony Joshua can do to Luis Ortiz what Deontay Wilder did to Luis Ortiz. We seen what Deontay Wilder did to Luis Ortiz. Deontay Wilder knocked out Luis Ortiz, I believe, in like the 10th round. But it was a great fight. In the 7th round, Deontay Wilder got rocked, and everybody said he got saved by the referee. He was given extra time. We want to see if Luis Ortiz can hurt Anthony Joshua. But you know, that was Luis Ortiz's first loss. After a fighter takes his first loss, he's never the same. So I will personally want to see Luis Ortiz versus Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua said that's the fight he's going to push for after Gerard Big Baby Miller. Anthony Joshua is going to walk through Gerard Big Baby Miller. We all know that. I mean, so if you think Gerard Big Baby Miller is going to win that fight, I'm taking all bets. But I got Bob Arum really pushing for this fight. Bob Arum, he's a serious businessman. He don't play these games. He's going to push for that Anthony Joshua fight, try to get PULEV his biggest payday. We all know PULEV has a very big fan base with the Bulgarians. They come out, they show out, they support, and they were supporting PULEV. There was a lot of females in the building supporting an old guy like KUBRAT PULEV. So KUBRAT PULEV still has a lot of fan base, a lot of people that go out and support him. So this should be a big fight with Anthony Joshua, but we all know how it would end because it's not a 50-50 fight. PULEV is on his way out. Anthony Joshua is just recently touching his prime. Luis Ortiz is also on his way out, but Luis Ortiz, in my opinion, is a much better fighter than KUBRAT PULEV. If you don't believe that, then I don't think you follow boxing enough. I don't think KUBRAT PULEV can beat a guy like Luis Ortiz. In fact, I think Luis Ortiz may knock out a guy like KUBRAT PULEV. But KUBRAT PULEV versus Bodan Dinu was a great fight, guys. I mean, I didn't do a fight prediction on this fight, but if I would have did a fight prediction on it, and I would have noticed that Bodan Dinu got knocked out by Gerard Big Baby Miller, I would have probably leaned towards KUBRAT PULEV, based on the fact that Gerard Big Baby Miller isn't really a big puncher like that. Gerard Big Baby Miller isn't the biggest puncher in the world. He only wears you down. So if he knocks out a guy like Bodan Dinu in like 4 rounds, I don't see why KUBRAT PULEV couldn't pull it off as well. So I probably would have leaned towards KUBRAT PULEV, but KUBRAT PULEV pulled it off, knocked out Bodan Dinu, even though he was busted up in the 4th round. He pulled out the victory. But if Bob Arum does push for KUBRAT PULEV versus Anthony Joshua, that's going to derail a lot of stuff. That's going to put a pause on Anthony Joshua wanting to fight Luis Ortiz. That's going to put a pause on Anthony Joshua ever fighting Deontay Wilder. That's going to put a pause on Anthony Joshua fighting Tyson Fury. That's just going to prolong these super fights we really want to see. But yeah, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this.